A common problem that we identified with talking with teams, it's not that teams don't value writing tests, it's just that they don't have the time or priority to do it. So in this workflow, they don't have time, they write some code, they ship it, and they just deal with errors in production. And that's where Sentry is really critical. Something we've been exploring though is what if there was an alternative to the traditional tests that are written that test in the same way, give you the same signal, but save you a lot of time and are easier to prioritize because they're easier to create. Well, that's what we're taking a look at today. And in this workflow, you're still not writing traditional tests, but you write code, you ship it, you merge it to production, and then Sentry, after the merge, starts running tests in production and reports back. Well, what does that look like? Here we are in a pull request that we're about to merge, and Sentry is just letting me know the browser test report will run after the merge. Okay, let's say that we go ahead and merge this pull request, and let's jump over here and view results. Now we're on Sentry, and we're on this new concept of a browser test page, and we're seeing that there's 8 open issues, and then we're presented with this list of different tests that exist and where they're tested and what the status is. Let's take a look at one of these tests. Okay, so now we're looking at an individual test, and this is in production and how things are working. I'm going to go ahead and run this test. So we see that it's failing, and we see that it's showing an invalid promo code. And then we have some of the tools here to start debugging. And in fact, there's 2 related issues open to that. Let's go ahead and check that out. So now we're on the issues page, and it's filtered down to the issues that are related to the specific test. Going back to the browser test page is the next question of what exactly are these tests and how do you create them? There's 2 different workflows here, and I'm going to go ahead and start with this first one, which is creating a test from existing session replays. Okay, I'm on the session replays page, and I'm getting some feedback here about some suggested areas to start testing because it's an area of common errors or high activity or high rage clicks. That's something Sentry could help you out with, of helping show you what areas should and could be good candidates for tests. But I'm going to go here, and this is a high activity area, and I'm going to just run the session replay. And I take a look at everything, and I see that this is actually running quite ideally. So based on this, I'm going to go ahead and create a test around this. And I want it to test against staging and production, so I've created a test. Moving forward, the incoming session replays will test against this one as a baseline to see if there's a delta, if there's a difference between any other of the incoming session replays. And it also goes back to all the browser tests will run based on the merging of a pull request. That will then trigger all these tests to run. And so each pull request, you'll get this feedback, and this page will change dynamically based on the results of that page. The next step is let's create a test from environment. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open this up. What we're looking at is one of our environments, which is actually here in production, so Turing Corp, and it's a checkout page. And I can change this to different pages because it indexes by that. And we see the related tests on this page that are related to this. So I'm going to just run this one, and I see, okay, great. That test appears to be running correctly. Everything's running well. This is a related test on this page, and it's not running. That's the same one that we saw earlier. But how do you create a test here? Well, one of the recent changes I made was a confirmation modal here. So I'm going to click this complete purchase button, and I see that a confirmation modal was presented to me correctly, and that's working. I'm going to go ahead and record this as a test. So I'm going to call it the confirmation modal. And I want it to test against the staging and production environment. And remember, it'll test this 10 minutes after each pull request. And now we're recording. I'm going to click the complete purchase button. I'm going to close that. I'm going to stop the recording. And now we've created a test around that. And that'll be added to our browser test run that we have here. And lastly, as the related issues are related to each issue, they can start the debugging process for why a test may not be running. And this also shows you how this looks over time as tests are ran and which ones are failing. And at any time, based on the last pull request, we see 8 open issues here. I can then go here and start identifying areas where I want to start debugging, and it's just working right into the existing issue and debugging workflows that Sentry has. All right, well, thanks for this review. We'd love to hear your feedback. If you have any thoughts on this, would you use it? What do you love about it? What do you hate? I'd love to know. Thank you.